Welcome back to Raised by Giants Illuminated Insight Series, UFO Doomsday Cults, Part 12, Church of the SubGenius. We are live. Welcome everyone in the chat, moderators and members out there to the series that gives you the facts and the research behind some of the most highly regarded belief systems floating around the community that come directly from these UFO cults with theories and beliefs of extraterrestrials landing and saving humanity, into the world predictions that never come true, Luciferians, evil extraterrestrials messing with humanity, supposed advanced technology like time travel, channeling, telepathy, psychic communication, and cloning, the coming of a new age into the next evolutionary level above human, the Great White Brotherhood of Light, New Age UFO extraterrestrial raptures, along with many people claiming to be reincarnations of famous historical figures. If you haven't checked out episodes 1 through 11 yet, I highly recommend it. There's a playlist on the channel with all the episodes in order. And if you listen to all those episodes so far, which you don't have to, you can start here with part 12. But if you do watch all of them, you'll realize all of these belief systems and theories and ideologies that are being talked about today come directly from these UFO cults and have been regurgitated and compounded upon and changed just slightly for a new generation of people. You will see that ufology is a complete and utter fabrication with nothing but stories and made up nonsense mixed in with other fake made up stories to give you an amazing cult burrito. That's right. We love cult burritos here, folks. Are you hungry for the truth? Make yourself a cult burrito. Study every single New Age theory out there. Alternative religion, ancient astronaut theory, extraterrestrial hypothesis that you can possibly get your hands on. Go to New Age centers, visit your local crystal shops, meet with spiritual gurus. Compile all of their ideologies, mix it into your own version of Christianity. Make yourself a cult burrito. The only way to feed yourself the truth. That's right. We love cult burritos here. They're so good, so yummy. Yes, give me all the cult burritos. What's going on, No Bull Truth? Thanks for being a member, brother. Really appreciate you. How's it going, Nina the Mystic? Lynn, how's it hanging? Good to see you, Lynn. No Bull Truth. I want to meet my spiritual burrito guru. That's right. That's you, bro. Make some of the best burritos. Best cult burritos. Community makes the best conspiracy and cult burritos. So, as a brief refresher, the cult we covered last time, which was the Ground Crew Project cult with Sheldon Nidell here. Get a good look at that forehead there. That is a nice looking forehead. Those extraterrestrial ships could land directly on that forehead. Right there. Boom. He claimed that he got superpowers from extraterrestrials when he was abducted soon as he exited his mother's womb, and made many predictions of mass UFO extraterrestrial landings. The first one to happen in 1996 with 15 million Galactic Federation ships to land and save humanity. When that didn't happen, then the 15 million Galactic Federation ships were supposed to land in 1997 in New York. That didn't happen. And then 25 million Galactic Federation ships were supposed to come along with the Hale-Bopp comet. 25, he had to up the ante on that. No longer 15 million. Now it's 25 million extraterrestrial ships that's going to land on Sheldon Nidell's forehead right there. Boom. So the Heaven's Gate cult did their thing, and the ground crew decided to distance themselves from it and made the excuse that the Galactic Federation ships did come, but they had a super ultra mega secret meeting with the representatives of Earth. And when that didn't work out, had to hit him with the switcheroo. Switcheroo is the perfect thing, right? Then he blamed Earth and the people of Earth for not being ready for the extraterrestrials to come. That didn't work. Then he said an evil breakaway Galactic Federation foiled the plans of the Galactic Federation, and now it's up to us when the terrestrial contact happens, right? And they land their 25 million spaceships and greet Earth and give us their advanced technology. You hear that, guys? It's up to us. When Jesus, Ashtar, the 33 Confederation of Planets, the Galactic Federation shows up to us. We got to increase our vibrations, guys. If you'd like to learn more about the ground crew cult and Sheldon Nidell here, check out the last episode of UFO Doomsday Cults, Part 11. And a quick reminder that Super Chats and Super Stickers are available, and any Super Chat and Super Sticker will be read out live during the show. Also, PayPal and Buy Me a Coffee links are in the description as well and are a great way to help support the show. Couldn't do this without your guys' support. And a huge thank you to everyone that's helped support so far. It means a lot to me. So welcome, everyone, to UFO Doomsday Cults, Part 12. We're going to be covering the Church of the SubGenius, which is a giant parody. It's a parody religion. It's a parody cult. It's a parody church. And but it teaches a complex philosophy that focuses on the depiction of this gentleman right here, J.R. Dobbs. J.R. Bob Dobbs. J.R. Bob Dobbs right here. Church of the SubGenius. And he's depicted as a salesman that's smoking a pipe from the 1950s, who, of course, is the prophet of the church. The Church of the SubGenius have developed and created many narratives surrounding this gentleman, J.R.R. Bob Dobbs, including relationships with various gods and conspiracy. The central deity of the church is Jehovah One. Jehovah One, here to save us all from impending doom. Right, and Jehovah One is accompanied by other gods drawn from ancient myth and fiction. The Church of the SubGenius describes a grand conspiracy that seeks to brainwash the world, but not only the world. The conspiracy also is here to oppress the church and J.R.R. Dobbs followers. Church of the SubGenius is being oppressed from this grand conspiracy. So Ivo Stang, which is this gentleman right here, he is the founder of the Church of the SubGenius. He co-founded the church in the 1970s. He serves as its leader and its publicist. He pretty much just ripped off a bunch of other religions and belief systems and created his own in an attempt to, create his own cult burrito, right? That's what these cults love doing. They love stealing from other individuals, other belief systems, new age conspiracies, and then wrapping it all up into one amazing cult burrito, right? Just like all of these UFO cults do. But they never admit it. But this cult does. This cult admits it, right? So the church leaders instruct their followers to avoid mainstream media and the belief in absolute truth, which, hey, that's not bad. It's not bad for the Church of SubGenius, right? The number of followers is unknown of this church, although the church's message has been welcomed by a lot of college students and artists in the United States. Journalists often refer to the Church of the SubGenius cult as a parody religion, but unfortunately, some academics have defended it as a real system of deeply held belief systems. The Church of the SubGenius, again, was founded and co-founded by Ivo Stang here. and Steve Wilcock and a gentleman named Dr. X. The organization's first recorded activity was a publication of a photocopied document, SubGenius Pamphlet 1, which was given out in Dallas, Texas in 1979. The document announced the impending doom, the end of the world, and the possible deaths of everyone on Earth. Nothing like end of the world doomsday destruction, right? To get your cult members on the chain, get them on the hook right there. And the pamphlet also criticized Christian concepts of God and New Age perceptions of spirituality, which isn't a bad thing. Right, so the church leaders maintain that a man named J.R.R. Dobbs, which is this gentleman here, founded the group in 1953, which is really interesting because 1953 is when all of these UFO cults started popping up. The Seekers UFO cult, the Atheist Society cult, the Unarius Academy cult, the Ashtar Command cult, all around that exact same time period. And the members of this Church of the SubGenius claim that J.R.R. Dobbs here, that's depicted with a pipe and being a businessman, he telepathically contacted all of the co-founders of the cult in 1972 before meeting him in person the next year, and that Wilcock persuaded Sting to join shortly afterwards. Sting has called himself Dobbs' sacred scribe, right? The Church of the SubGenius has an array of belief systems, including gods, aliens, and mutants, which observers usually consider satire and parody, and parrots other religious deities. Its primary deity, like I spoke about earlier, is Jehovah One, which is really interesting because I think that what's that lady's name that did all of the Ashiana Dean? Ashiana Dean talked about this same type of thing, that there were many Jesuses, Jesus 1, Jehovah 2, and that he was cloned and all that nonsense. And that was in the 1990s. And so she came up with all that stuff after the Church of the SubGenius. So Jehovah 1 is generally known within the cult as an extraterrestrial who contacted Dobbs in the 1950s. Various accounts state that the encounter occurred while Dobbs was building a television or watching late night television. These people always claim to be doing something really strange whenever they're contacted by extraterrestrials or decide to start a cult, right? It's really weird. Serge Benhain here from the cult of that we covered in UFO Doomsday Cults Part 10 was sitting on the toilet and taking a deuce when he had his epiphany to start his cult. It's unbelievable. So Jehovah 1 gave Dobbs here spiritual knowledge of the past and the future, in addition to incredible telepathic and psychic powers. Dobbs then posed deep questions to the alien Jehovah 1, receiving mysterious answers. Reportedly, the majority of their discussion centered on a powerful conspiracy to which the church calls command of the world. Jehovah 1, regarded by the church as relatively evil, as rebel gods, the SubGenius leaders note that Jehovah 1 is wrathful and a quality expressed by his stark fist of removal. Jehovah One as an evil deity. The church teaches that they are a part of the elder gods who are committed to human pain, but that Jehovah One is relatively good in comparison, right? SubGenius leaders and followers call Dobbs here the world avatar and say that he has died and been reborn many times, which sounds almost identical to the Heaven's Gate cult. That's what Marshall Applewhite from the Heaven's Gate cult started singing as well, that he was just an avatar, that he was just a vehicle. And the church's primary symbol, again, is, which this is important. This is really important. It's a symbol of a man's face in which he smokes a pipe. And staying here, the co-founder of the cult said the image was taken from Yellow Pages clip art, which Sting said was a perfect representation of a 1950s era salesman. No pictures of J.R.R. Dobbs exist. Can't find one picture of him. Does he exist? We'll never know. So the church's belief structure contains references to aspects of a lot of the United States culture in that decade, in which many scholars argue that the church's belief systems simultaneously criticizes and subverts the American dream, which we're going to get into here in a bit with the rules and guidelines of the group, just like the Ashtar Command did in the mid 1990s, and that the Heaven's Gate cult did as well. How's it going in the chat, everybody? Yes. Blue Lily, having read many books, has shown me that they all lie. Yes, they do. Lynn, earthly, 90% of humanity want to be told what to do. Naturally, followers, only some want to be responsible, 10%. So, what to expect? That is right, Lynn. I've said that many times, that 80% of people are followers. And they want to be led. Yes, sir. So, in the church's mythology, Jehovah One intended Dobbs to lead a powerful conspiracy and brainwash individuals to make them work for a living. Now, reportedly, Dobbs here refused, and instead he infiltrated the group and organized a counter movement. And the church leaders teach that he was a very intelligent child, and as he grew older, studied several religion, theologies, and traditions. And another key event in his life occurred when he traveled to Tibet, where he learned the vital truths about topics, get this, including the Yeti. Yes, Dobbs here learned all about the Yeti in Tibet, the abominable snowman, ape-like creature from mythology, and taught his followers that they are all descended from the Yeti. All the followers of the SubGenius are descendants of the Yeti. Yeti doing his thing.
A bullshit? A bullshit? A bullshit? A bullshit?
I might join this church so I can be the descendant of the Yeti too. Yeti mommy, baby. I want to be descended from the Yeti. So within the mythology of J.R.R. Dobbs and the mythology of the Church of the SubGenius, J.R.R. Dobbs is married to a former actress and model named Constance Connie Marsh Dobbs. And this is a depiction of her that they also got from a bunch of clip art. And SubGenius leaders identify the couple as the archetypes of the genders in a belief that resembles the Hindu doctrines. And the SubGenius leaders and followers believe he is capable, get this, guys, that J.R.R. Dobbs here is capable of time travel. And that's why there's so many changes to the doctrine and the belief structure of the cult, that Dobbs can time travel, and that it results in occasional changes to the doctrine. This is a new one right here. Why doesn't any of this make sense, Dobbs? Well, you see, guys, sometimes in the middle of the night, I'll just go back in time and tweak and change a few things. It's not evil extraterrestrials. It's not our fault because our vibrations aren't high enough to have the extraterrestrials land and give us their amazing advanced technology. No, it's because Dobbs here goes back in time. He's a time traveler. And he goes back and changes the beliefs of the church, right? It's a perfect excuse for a bunch of mentally ill people. And it really seems like Dobbs here is just making stuff up and reading from a bunch of mythology and watching sci-fi movies and reading up on H.P. Lovecraft and just inserting things randomly off the top of his head. Nah, bro. Dobbs can time travel, dude. This completely made up person from the Church of the SubGenius, made up by Ivo Stang, that no one has ever met or seen or encountered, that there's no pictures of anywhere. He can time travel. And he can just go back in time and mess with us to see who the true followers and believers are. Yes, that makes so much more sense than someone just making stuff up. Dobbs is a time traveler. I believe in miracles, guys. Miracles.
Woo! And get ready for supernatural miracles.
Hallelujah.
Supernatural miracles, guys. Time traveling cult leaders. So the Church of the SubGenius literature incorporates many aspects of conspiracy theories, teaching that there's a grand conspiracy at the root of all the lesser ones. It says that there are many UFOs, most of which are used by the conspiracy leaders to monitor humans through a few certain extraterrestrials. In the church's view, this conspiracy uses a facet of empowering messages, but manipulates people so that they become indoctrinated into its service. Sounds a lot like this community, folks. Sounds like exactly what happens in this community. So the church calls these individuals pinks and states that they are blissfully unaware of the organization's power and control, which pinks just sound like a earlier version of NPCs that, people call non-playable characters now that have absolutely no idea what's going on, and we think that they're clueless, within this community. So the SubGenius leaders teach that most cultural and religious beliefs and ideologies are the conspiracy's propaganda. They maintain that their followers, but not the pinks, are capable of developing an imagination The church teaches that Dobbs has empowered its members to see through these illusions. And owing this gift of the imagination and being able to see through the grand conspiracy to them being the descent of the Yetis, the mythological Yetis, really want us to break free from the government. Did you guys know that? Did you guys know that the Yetis want us to take down the government? They communicated with Dobbs here. Told him that. Right? It's got to be true.
A bullshit. A bullshit. A bullshit. A bullshit.
So church members seek to acquire Slack and believe that it will allow them to the freedom to have a comfortable life without hard work or responsibility. They claim this Slack as entitlement. So sex and the avoidance of work are taught as two ways to gain Slack. So just have sex with a bunch of people and don't do any hard work. And Jehovah 1 will come and save you from impending doom. He'll take care of everything for you. They believe that Slack is the ability to effortlessly achieve your goals. The church calls Slack a unique, magical system. And Slack kind of sounds like this the new age concept of manifestation, right? Just sit back, do nothing, and manifest your dreams. Then you have the other version of that where these extraterrestrial beings, these entities are going to come and take care of all of your problems for you. That the Galactic Federation of Light, the 33 Confederation of Planets is going to come and save you and take care of all of your problems. Right? So the church leaders have issued instructions to their followers with 5 commands that embody the group's values. Got to have those commands. It's not 12 commandments. It's not 9 commandments. It's not 10 commandments. It's 5 commandments. We got to simplify these commandments, folks. How's it going in the chat? Meaning the Mystic sounds like fun to me. Yep. I might sign up for this cult as well. Let's do it. Just having sex with a bunch of people, doing nothing. No hard work required. Yep. That's what we're going to do. So the first instruction, the first rule, the first commandment of this cult is to shun regular employment and stop working. This encapsulates the church's views that to repent is to slack off. So don't do anything. Don't work hard. Just sit back and your dreams will come true. Don't worry, guys. You are in the hands of Jehovah 1. No need to do anything. He is here to help. Just have sex and do nothing. Which sounds almost identical to the cult of I Am with Guy and Edna Ballard, which was the earliest of UFO cults in the 30s. claiming that you don't need to do anything because Saint Germain and Jesus has got this. You know, the white hats have everything under control. Bullshit. So rule 2 was, of course, you got to purchase products sold by the church, which its leaders say Dobbs founded to gain wealth. Hey, at least they're being straightforward, right? Unlike most religious groups, the church proudly admits it is a for-profit church. And it said that being a for-profit church is mocking religious groups that seem to have ulterior financial motives. Rule number 3 is rebel against law and order. Specifically, the church condemns security cameras and encourages computer hacking. That sounds like a job to me, Dobbs. Let's just sit back, have a bunch of sex, do nothing, and hack people's computers. Perfect job. But the 4th one, this is where things take a steep, dramatic turn. The 4th one is rid the world of everyone who did not descend from the Yetis. Rid them all. People that did not descend from the Yetis, get rid of them. SubGenius leaders teach that Dobbs hopes to rid the earth of 90% of humanity, making the earth clear. Wow. Let's sit back, have a bunch of sex, do nothing, hack people's computers, and eliminate everybody else. Eliminate 90% of the population. The group also praises drug use and abortion as effective methods of culling the unneeded individuals to exploit fear, specifically that of the people who are part of the conspiracy. And the church leaders teach that the conspiracy members to fear the SubGenius devotees. So we got quite a huge cult burrito here. Pretty much sit back, have a bunch of sex, do nothing, emanate the slack, don't work. Jehovah One is going to save you. And in the meantime, while we're not working and having all this sex, we will eliminate 90% of the population. Unbelievable. That doesn't sound like a NWO agenda right there. It's ridiculous. So, July 5th, 1998 was introduced as a significant date, later known as X Day, X-Men Day. All the X stuff all around all of a sudden. The church held that Dobbs identified the date's significance back in the 1950s, claiming that the world was to experience a massive change on that date when the planet X would arrive on Earth. You guys remember all of the Planet X talk back as far as 10 years ago? Well, the Church of the SubGenius was talking about it back in 1998. And apparently, J.R.R. Bob Dobbs, was talking about it in the 1950s. So the SubGenius leader said that their paying members would be transported onto spaceships for the union with the goddess as the world was destroyed. And a few of the people left behind would be sent to a joyful hell. Unbelievable. Noble Truth, thanks so much for your kind and generous $10 super chat, brother. Here's some money for protection if you join this cult, brother. It sounds okay, besides eliminate 90% of the population. Just kill everyone that's not descendants of the Yeti, which is everyone that's not a part of this cult. Unbelievable. So the SubGenius leader said that their paying members, the people that were giving them money, would be transported onto the spaceships for union with the goddess as the world was destroyed. So in anticipation of the event, X Day drills were held in 1996 and 1997. In July of 1998, the church held a large meeting at a clothing optional campground in New York. Clothing optional campground. Everyone get naked. Everyone get naked. Have sex with each other because the ships are coming to take us up to meet with the goddess so that we can have sex with the goddess. We're going to have sex here. We're going to have sex on the ship. It's going to be great. Everyone get naked. It's orgy time. It's orgy time, baby. It's really interesting. These cults, they either have a lot of sex or it's no sex. It's abstinence. Get your balls chopped. Get chemically castrated. Get chemically castrated or regularly castrated. Heaven's Gate cult got chemically castrated along with Marshall Applewhite, and 5 of his followers got chemically castrated. The cult of Antrovis with Edward Malik told his followers to cut off their genitals to fuel their extraterrestrial ships. So it's either one or the other. And you got the Raelian cult with Rael that sex for everybody. It's a sex fest. It's an orgy sex cult, UFO sex cult. So 400 members attended this clothing optional campground area in New York, and about 400 members attended. The event was to celebrate the coming of aliens. And if we know anything from studying any of these UFO cults, the predictions never come true. So their appearance, these aliens, their appearance was not detected using technology available at the time. Staying here, the co-founder of the cult, produced a sacred piece of paper with Bob's handwritten date of X Day, when these aliens were going to come and take them to their ship to where they can have sex with the alien goddess, as you do. This piece of paper that Stang had Bob's handwritten date of X Day, proving judgment was officially scheduled for 1998. However, Papa Joe Mama, I love that, Papa Joe Mama, the minister of Sinister, snatched the paper from Stang's hand here and turned it upside down, declaring that Stang must have read it backwards. Which is perfect. It's a perfect excuse. Wasn't because of time travel this time. It was because the message was read upside down. The date of X Day was interpreted wrong because Sting was reading the date that Dobbs gave upside down. So we got the wrong date. That's the perfect switcheroo right there, guys. Hit them with the switcheroo. Are your cult members not following orders? Are they starting to have a mind of their own? Hit them with the switcheroo. Tell them that higher beings have a new mission for them. Tell them that they are the incarnation of famous historical figures. Tell them about the new revelations that only you know about, given directly to you from the higher beings. Tell them anything but the truth. Hit them with the switcheroo. Switcheroo time. That's what you got to do when the aliens don't arrive on time and the date that you predicted, you got to switch it up. And in this case, I've read the date upside down. And another theory is that the grand conspiracies had lied about what year that the aliens were going to come and take people up into the ship and to have sex with the alien goddess. They lied about that year. And just like they've lied about everything else, right? So that the liberation date, X Day, would seem to pass without fulfillment and cause followers to lose faith. So the SubGenius members continue to gather for the X Day every year, July 5th. And at these events, the non-appearance of the aliens is celebrated. Woo! They aren't coming this year either. Screw it. We'll celebrate them not coming. It's kind of clever, right? If nothing else, I respect the rolling with the punches and dedication this cult has, right? To flip this whole extraterrestrial mass landing on its head, that's something special. It is something special to be able to make something out of nothing. I think that really is a superpower. So the popularization of the internet in the mid 1990s brought a new surge of interest in the church, resulting in dozens of homemade, elaborately decorated websites with two new websites, Alt Slack and Alt Binary Slack, and a third news group, Alt Binaries Multimedia Slack, was created later in 2005. Ivo Stang currently maintains the official SubGenius homepage, the church's weekly radio program. The Hour of Slack is still a staple in many college radio stations. It draws from the live broadcast by Sting, his wife, Princess R. Doe, and the voice of comic comedian and musician Dave DeLuca. So the Church of the SubGenius Foundation moved to Cleveland, Ohio, out of Dallas in 1999. And in 2009, Sting claimed that the church had over 40,000 members. As of 2022, becoming a minister in the church only cost $50. Sign me up, guys. Let's sign up for the Church of the SubGenius cult. Let's just have a bunch of sex. Wait for Jehovah 1 to return to bring us on this intergalactic ship to have sex with the alien goddess. And let's psychically communicate with the Yetis. The abominable snowman, psychically communicating with him to know what to do next. So Sting has estimated that there are 10,000 ministers that the church's annual income has reached to over $100,000. In October of 2017, the church moved to Glen Rose, Texas. Yep. How's it going in the chat, guys? Scotty boy, Yetis are hot. That's right. We're going to have sex with the Yetis. We're going to have sex with the aliens. We're going to have sex with each other. Going to that clothing optional campground. And eliminate 90% of the population. Good plan. Super amazing plan, guys. Let's do it. Most SubGenius members are male, right? And according to Sting, many are social outcast. He maintains that those who do not fit into society will ultimately triumph over those who do. The church has experienced success converting college students, particularly in Massachusetts. It has also gained popularity in several American cities, including San Francisco, Little Rock, and Cleveland. I mean, who wouldn't be attracted to this cult? You do nothing. You just have a bunch of sex. Have a bunch of sex. Communicate with the Yeti. Contact Jehovah 1. And wait for those intergalactic spaceships to come and abduct you so that you can have sex with the alien goddess. Who doesn't want to be a part of that? Who doesn't want to do any work? It's perfect. Perfect for this generation of people. No hard work required. Sit back. So, a few of the church members have voiced concerns about the new members who took the church too seriously, fearing that they acted like serious cult followers. And Sting has expressed concern that the church's doctrines could exacerbate pre-existing psychosis of mentally ill followers. You think? You think? I would say it definitely does. But on the other hand, he also believes that the church genuinely helps many people. Helps them do nothing. Gigi, yes. Sex with an alien goddess. That's right. We're going to get us some alien goddesses. We're going to all have sex with each other. Giant orgy parties. At clothing optional campgrounds where 400 of us are going to convene. All have sex with each other. Do a bunch of nothing. Contact the Yeti. And wait for the spaceships to show up. Noble truth, forgive your enemies, but never forget their names. Help writer out by liking the video, sharing it out with like-minded pals. Yes, please share this out. Hit the thumbs up button. Help the channel and the algorithms. Subscribe if you're not already subscribed. Thanks, Noble Truth. Appreciate you, brother. Yeah, so we just sit back, communicate with the Yetis, talk to Saint Germain, talk to the Galactic Federation, talk to the 33 Confederation of Light, of intergalactic planets, and wait for the UFO ships to arrive and beam us up into their spaceships. And like the Heaven's Gate cult, Marshall Applewhite told their followers to hit a tuning fork above their head to tune into the UFO's frequencies. Maybe you'll see him. right? It's just a way to keep people on the hook, right? It's the proverbial hook master. You know, one prediction fails, come up with a new one. And this was a good excuse too, right? He read the prediction upside down. It was wrong. He got the wrong date from this mythological person that they created with an entire backstory. This J.R.R. Dobbs character. He's just made up. They just made him up. He's not even real. He's not even a real guy. But it shows you how stories can just take on a life of their own. But this church is a Church of the SubGenius is like a known parody church, right? It's a lot of people know that they're just making stuff up because they pretty much say that they're just making stuff up. Thanks so much, Blue Lily. Thanks for your kindness and generosity and support of the show with a $2 super sticker. Thank you so much. Really appreciate your contribution. And this is a really good example of how things just get completely out of control. This is a obviously made up cult from the mind of Ivo here. That he created this character. He got the image of this person from clip art out of the Yellow Pages. And the same with J.R.R. Dobbs's wife, which is a very supposedly attractive woman, which is a model. Just made all this stuff up and created an entire church around it. Matthew, good to see you, brother. Thanks for being here. Robert V, how's it going? Good to see you, my friend. But this is just a prime example of how things get exaggerated, turned into something that it's not when it was meant to be a joke and a parody from the very beginning. Scotty boy, yes. All these cult leaders always look like pervs. They do. It's weird. No Bull Truth. Welcome, everyone. Yeah, it's I had to cover this cult because it's a perfect example of how things get completely out of control and people take things at face value and believe, whatever they hear. When this guy completely made all this stuff up, created an entire backstory for the central prophet and the central character of his story, of the leader of this cult that no one has ever seen, no one ever knows about. The only person that can communicate with them is this gentleman here, and he receives the writings and the manifestos from the J.R.R. Dobbs. He's known as his scribe, his sacred scribe, which sounds really familiar to all of the other cults that we've covered so far. They always have a very fantastical backstory, and this cult is no different. But this cult is telling you pretty much, you just kind of got to read between the lines, that it's all made up, that it's a giant parody, that it's a ripoff, and it's making fun of other religious philosophies and other religious movements by incorporating different mythological characters. Incorporated the Yeti into their cult and said that all of their followers were descendants of the Yeti, and that they got to eliminate everybody that is not descendants of the Yeti, which is everybody that's not a part of the cult. So what would that leave? Like, I don't know, 400. What did they say? How many people were involved in the church in the for 40,000 members? So apparently only 40,000 people are going to survive, guys. Everyone else is going to be eliminated. It's just completely ridiculous. Savagely. Savagely, I haven't seen you in a minute, brother. How's it going? Good to see you, my friend. But yep, that was the Church of the SubGenius. And yeah, thank you guys for being here. Really appreciate you guys here and being in the chat and being with us on this journey. I'll be back on Saturday with Dr. David Morehouse of we're going to be talking about remote viewing and Stargate Project on Saturday. So be on the lookout for that. Please be sure to hit the thumbs up button to help the channel and the algorithm. Share, subscribe, hit the bell icon as well for notifications. All the links to all of my information is in the description of this video. And check out JFKX, Solving the Crime of the Century on Amazon Prime now. The 60th anniversary is coming up next month. And it's a perfect time to figure out what really happened to JFK. So we'll see you guys on Saturday. Peace.